Hey guys, Lindsay here. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to keep this really short and sweet in the beginning because I know I talked a whole bunch through both looks. Normally when I do my 2-look-1 palettes, I tend to do voiceovers just because I'm always afraid it's going to be too long if I talk through them. But you guys seem to like it when I talk through as opposed to do a voiceover, so I gave it a try. If this ends up like unreasonably long, then I'm sorry and I'll probably go back to doing the voiceovers, but we'll see. We'll just see how it works. But yeah, I did want to do a video combining both of these products together, the Bombshell Cosmetica Bomb Burger palette with the Strawberry Milkshake palette, since this one is all mattes and the Milkshake palette was all shimmers. So I feel like they are the perfect pair. So I did both looks where I combined the two palettes in both looks. So there's a good mix of mattes and shimmers in both of the looks that I filmed. Obviously you're kind of seeing one right now. And then at the end, I went ahead and did like a little mini review just because I've used pretty much almost all of the shadows at this point in the matte palette. I've definitely used all of these shadows. So I kind of just gave you a quick review of how the shadows performed and also kind of compared them to how I felt they performed compared to previous Bombshell Cosmetica palettes. So that'll be at the very end. It's not super in-depth and super detailed. It's just kind of a couple of things that I noticed that I wanted to point out to you guys, but I did want to be able to do that. So let's go ahead and get into the first look before I talk any longer. Okay, so I have a kind of vague idea of what I want to do for this look. I think for this one, I want to go with the more smoky purple type of look. So I think I'm gonna start out with the purple shade right here, which I believe, yeah, it's Cabbage is the color. And I'm using a fluffy, but still kind of small blending brush. And I'm just gonna start working this into the crease. Got my MAC paint pot on my lid and it is tacky still. So I'm gonna pack first and then blend. And I am gonna kind of blend this upward a little bit. I think this is going to be the highest color in my look, and then I think I'll deepen up the crease area more with some of the other shades. Kind of bring it out a little bit, not too much, just blending it out a little bit. And then I'm gonna take a smaller blending brush and go into this kind of deep, here, I'll do it the right way. This shade right here, which is Ketchup. And I'm gonna kind of just pack this into the crease area. I'm gonna put it lightly at first and then blend it. That's definitely turning everything a bit more pinky red than I wanted. So I'm going to go into this brown shade down here, which is Beef, same brush, and do the same thing, kind of go over the top of that. So back into the purple Cabbage shade and just kind of buff over the top of that. Let's see, I will pack a little bit of the purple on the outer corner. I'm gonna cut the crease out pretty much the whole way, but I wanna leave just a little bit out here on the edge. Oops, I accidentally went into the black. Let's see what a little bit of that looks like on the outer part. That might be nice actually. I did tap it off a good bit, but bring it into the crease a little bit, very lightly. Well, that definitely darkened it up a good bit. Once more back into the purple. Keep it with the purple tones and blend it in. Kind of just pushing the color inward so that it tapers off. That darkness kind of blends into it but tapers off. Perfect, yeah, that got real smoky real fast. I do want to kind of knock down this upper part a little bit. It's a bit higher than I want it to be, so I'm just taking a clean brush and I'm just going to kind of go across the top. This works really well most of the time. You can usually see like how much that brought it down very easily. It can also help like if you just need to kind of blend the edges a bit. All right, so that works. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit more back to this edge here. Okay guys, I'm back. I kind of paused a bit to go eat dinner, and when I came back up, I decided just to go ahead and cut the crease out because I usually fast forward through that anyways. I don't really do anything differently than what you guys have already seen me, so I just cut the crease out to about here and tapped it in. I know I've done this a lot lately. I promise I will do some other shapes in the future, and I'm probably gonna cover up a good bit of this, but for this particular look, I really wanted this one color all across the lid, and that is this gorgeous purple shimmery shade. This was probably one of the shades that impressed most people on my swatch video, and it is a really gorgeous shade, so it is going to be the star of this look. That's why I wanted to go with a very smoky purple look, and I'm just putting that all across the lid. So let me see, what was the name of that one? That one was called Delicious. I still have the packaging on the floor down here. What can I say? I'm still a mess. Even though I reorganized my room, I'm still a mess. Okay, so I think I'm going to just go in with my finger at first, just to lay down as much product as possible, and then I will go over it with a wet brush so I can get up to the cut crease area. And of course, I really want that shimmer to stand out, so a wet brush is gonna be key here. But let's just see how it looks with just my finger. Such a gorgeous purple. So I think that's about all I'm gonna do with my finger, and I will do the rest with a wet brush. That is such a beautiful color. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, I'm gonna jump back into Burger and mix the purple and black together on our little fluffy brush that I started out with. Mostly purple, just a touch of black, and kind of smoke out this edge a bit to make sure it's nice and deep. And you almost still get a little bit of that sparkle coming through, so it's pretty cool. I like it. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of this light purple, which is Sprinkles, on a flat brush, and I'm gonna spray it. And I'm gonna pop this on the actual inner corner for my little highlight, and then I'm gonna kind of tap it. I'm just kind of tapping it over the first little third of the lid. So it just adds a little bit of a brightness. And so then we kind of have this gradient from light to medium to dark. I'm gonna try to angle it a bit. And then I'm just gonna flip the brush over and go back into the dark purple. And just kind of tap over where the two meet so that it blends nicely. Okay, I think I'm gonna go fairly simple for the lower lash line. I think I am just going to keep using that purple shimmer shade. I do like to put shimmers on the lower lash line, so I'm just gonna get a flat brush and spray it and align the lower lash with that dark purple shade. I think I am gonna do the kind of angle down and fill it in with the bright purple at the very inner part. And I am gonna kind of go ahead and buff this down a bit. And then jump into a pencil brush. And I'm gonna, let's see, I'm definitely gonna do the purple. I kind of want to mix a little bit of the pinkish shade though, so I'm gonna try to like mix the two together and see what happens. And buff that right underneath. It definitely turned a lot more pink, but I kind of like it. I think it almost brings out the pinkish tone in that purple shade, the shimmer shade. It has like a little kind of pinky kind of undertone to it. So I like these two colors together. I'm not going to try to darken it up at all. And then the last little touch with my little angle brush, I'm just gonna go back into the light purple, which was Sprinkles. Again, spritz it and add it to this little gap that I left right here. So that just kind of ties in the brightness. Okay, I definitely want a wing with this look. I definitely want some lashes with this look. So I'm just going to use Milkshake mascara, my live wire liner from LA Splash. And this is a pretty bold look, so I think I will use the Bombshell Cosmetica. This was Smile Surprise in the style Sweets. These are a fairly bold pair of lashes. So I'm gonna pop these on. So I'm gonna do all that off camera, catch up the other eye, and find a lip, and I'll show you guys the finished look. Okay guys, this is the finished look with liner, mascara, lashes, all that fun stuff. I did forget to mention before I did my little break for the waterline, I used Piggy Bank from ColourPop, so it's just like a nice purple accent. It pretty much matches that shimmer tone perfectly. And then for lips, I did a combination of Celebrity Skin from Jeffree Star topped with this wet cherry gloss from Lime Crime in Cherry Crush. This is so sheer. It's like a very barely there tint of orange, so it doesn't really change the color too much. It just adds the slightest orange tint, but you guys can tell it's not that much. I mean, this is the color beforehand, so I love the two together. I love topping matte liquid lips with the gloss, and I like a glossy lip with a kind of darker, smokier eye. I think it looks really good together. So yeah, this is the finished look. Definitely really happy with it. A little paranoid that my lids are going to be stained pink now just because my finger is still really badly stained. So I'll put a little note here if they are stained. I'll let you know if it was like stained for a day or whatever, because yeah, I'm really paranoid that my lids are going to be stained pink tomorrow. But yeah, this is the first look. Let's go ahead and get into the second look. Okay, so I have an idea for this look. We're gonna see how it turns out. I don't really know what to expect here. I think I wanna do kind of like a halo eye. I wanna use this blue and this tealish blue color kind of on the outer corners, but I want to then bring it into maybe like one of these pink shades and then pop in one of the more pink toned shimmers in the center. That's what I'm thinking. We're just gonna try it and see how it turns out. So I'm gonna start with Jalapeno, which is this shade. It's kind of like a tealy green blue, and I'm gonna pack it on the outer and inner portion. I'm gonna try just to do a very small amount. I don't want to come in very much at all. And if I didn't mention it, I do have my lids primed with MAC Paint Pot. So I do want to use the lighter blue in my crease, which is Sauce. So I'm gonna grab a fluffy brush for that and see how that works kind of lightly at first, just in case it's too much. That actually comes off pretty sheer, actually. I'm kind of working in smaller sections now. This is one of the more kind of neon-y type of shades. And when I did my look originally, those shades really performed better over a bright kind of whitish base. Obviously I'm just kind of doing a blended look anyways, but it kind of comes off sheer when you first just put it down. So it does build up nicely. So you can definitely pack on some color. So yeah, it's nothing like a deal breaker or anything. I just wanted to note that. Okay, I came out a little too far. All right, so I think I'm just gonna use this pink up here, which is Paprika. So I'm gonna take that on a little flat brush. And again, I don't want to mix these two together. So I just wanna be, oops, got a little too much on the brush. Wanna be kind of careful about where they meet. I think I might just go ahead and just cover it. There we go, and then I'll just pack the shimmer on top. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop the shimmer on. Thinking this guy's gonna be the best bet. I think this one came off a little bit more sheer anyways, and I think it'll go really pretty over the top of this pink shade. So I'm gonna tap it in the center. Actually, it looks like if you tap it over the top, it kind of just adds a pretty shimmer just to the pink, which I actually really like. So that one's strawberry, and then I'm gonna go into cherry, which is the darker one. Do a little bit more on the top. It kind of almost turns a little purple where the two colors meet. So I think I might even play that up a little bit. I do want to take a brighter shade, so I'm gonna get a flat brush and go into this shade right here, which is Milky. I'm just gonna get a little bit on the brush, and spritz it, and pop it right in the center of the lid. Kind of in a little stripe almost down the center. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. But it does make me want to go a little bit more bold with the cherry color, so I'm gonna use the brush to go back into that. And to start bringing it up a little higher into the shadow and out a little farther. I'm gonna kind of take a little bit of the strawberry shade, the lighter one, on the brush still, and kind of tap it where the edge of the pink is, the pink and the green meet, almost like fading it out into the green a bit more is what I'm kind of going for here. And then with that same brush, I'm just gonna go back into the actual matte pink shade. And again, just kind of tap over those edges a bit. So I was afraid that they were gonna turn muddy if I mixed them together too much, but it's actually almost turning a kind of purple color, which I'm actually liking. And it has this really cool, like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like when you cut open like a rock crystal, you know, like those ones that they sell in the store with all these different shades. Like, I don't know, it's kind of it's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. Or a jawbreaker. I guess I just felt the need to use more sparkle because there's so many pretty sparkles to choose from. So I think I'm gonna grab a little bit of this really pretty blue, which is called Creamy. Grab a little bit of that on this little brush. I'm just gonna keep on using this brush and I'm gonna tap it so that the kind of teal green color still shows through. And once more back into the cherry color. Okay, so I think I'm liking that. Because my issue kind of when I added the two different blues was they kind of just looked like the same color and I really wanted some differentiation. So adding that shimmer kind of makes it look like it's a completely different shadow. So I like it. What else can we do? I kind of want to add a hint of brightness, but I'm afraid that I'm gonna mess it up. Like I want to add either the yellow or the green to the very, very top of this look just to brighten it up a little bit. I need a fluffy brush and I'm gonna do the yellow, I think. And just like be super light-handed. And I hope I don't mess this up. Okay, that actually worked. Did what I wanted it to do. It just kind of brightened up the look a little bit and it didn't mess it up too much. So I'm very happy with that. So I think on the lower lash line, I want to kind of mimic what we've got going on up here, but I'm going to use some of the matte shadows. I think I'm going to do like the oranges, this one and this one in the center, with this color on the outer portion still. And I'm just going to grab my flat angle brush and do some lining. I think I'm going to start with the oranges though, just to get that laid down in the center. I'm gonna dip into a little bit of the kind of pink shade and kind of work this on the outer and inner part. So it kind of just stays a little orange, but not too much. Yeah, I think that matches the top of it better. Clean that brush off and then going into the jalapeno shade, the top green one. And I'm gonna line the inner and outer portion of the lid, lower lid, lash line, whatever it's called. Kind of overlap a little bit of that pink, just like I did up top. So it kind of turns the jalapeno shade like a purpley color where they meet. And I'm gonna buff the light blue underneath the greenish blue shade. And last but not least, I am going to take a little bit of the yellow shade on that same fluffy brush and just go underneath again. we need an inner corner highlight. Luckily we have plenty of beautiful shimmers to choose from. This one maybe, or this one? Or maybe this one. That one's a little too peachy. I like a brighter color. Let's try this one, which is Brain Freeze. And I might mix a little of the gold. Let's just see what it looks like. It's really pretty, but yeah, it's definitely on the pinky side. Okay, so I just kind of dragged it up a little bit. I wonder how the green would look. Let me try topping it with some of the green and see if it's bright enough. Okay, I think that works. I'm happy with this look. Okay, let's see, what can I do for a liner? I really kind of want to keep this like separation going. So I think I'm actually gonna do 2 liners. I'm gonna do the green teaspoon from ColourPop on the inner and outer, and in the center I'm gonna use Puppy. So you have still that kind of orange, so it kind of carries all the way down. Okay, so I used these lashes in my last look, and they're the only ones I bought from the new collection. So I think I'm just gonna use another Bombshell Cosmetica pair that I own. This one is, they're upside down, but this is Heartbreaker, and I think it's just their like regular style. So yeah, still kind of a nice bold tapered lash. And I'm pretty sure they still sell these if you're interested in them. So I'm gonna catch up the other eye, pop on the lashes, find a lip. Okay, so this is the finished look. I ended up going with a different pair of lashes because when I put those lashes on, I just wasn't liking the way the shape looked with the eye look. So I went with a different Bombshell Cosmetica pair. It's one of their Be Sweet kind of honey collection lashes. And this is the style Boss. So that is what I have on. I kind of think that these little like fry ones that I had would have looked really cute, but I wanted to use a different pair since it's, you know, same video. And then for lips, I just kind of went with a simple gloss because I have so much going on with the eyes. This is one of the ColourPop ones that I just got with the birthday collection. So this is called Fresca. It came with their duo. It came with this blotted lip. I just posted the video, so you guys probably already watched it. So yeah. Let me zoom out a little bit more and we'll chat about the formulas. So I wanted to give you guys just kind of like some follow-up thoughts after using more of the shadows. I still haven't used all of them. I haven't used this one right here. I think that's it. Okay, oh, I haven't used this like cream whitish color. So that's pretty much it. I've used, I think, all the other ones in some way, shape, or form, but I have enough of a feel of it to kind of give you some like updated impressions from when I initially tried the palette. My biggest thing was I was very curious to know if the shadows were going to perform the same as previous Bombshell Cosmetica palettes did. And obviously I used kind of these more neon type of shades in my first look, so I wasn't expecting them to be the exact same. Now that I've used at least the matte formula, I do feel like they are fairly similar to an extent. I feel like some of the Bombshell Cosmetica matte shadows are really pigmented and other ones are not quite as pigmented. They definitely need to be built up. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. I've just got a lot of indie brand shadows that are like that intense pigment right off the bat. So I think I've just grown accustomed to that, but you still get some really beautiful color here. So it's not like it's really lacking. It's just the type of palette where you would maybe build a couple of layers of that color up. And that actually probably works a lot better for most people because sometimes working with an incredibly pigmented shadow right off the bat, if you're not used to it, can make it really hard to do an eyeshadow look. So this way you kind of can play with the colors and build them up. I mean, you can see this is a very colorful look I've got here. The purple look was really nice and smoky. And then that first look I did was really fun and like neon-y. So you can definitely get some really impactful, colorful looks here. Just keep in mind that you definitely want to stick with a tacky base if you really want that color to grab. And you might have to just kind of go back in, you know, maybe 2 or 3 times to layer up the color to get the depth that you want. So again, not a big deal, but just something to be aware of. This little guy right here, I knew I was going to love it. I was actually just hoping I was going to love it because I already loved all the previous kind of shimmer formulas that I tried from Bombshell Cosmetica. This one did not disappoint. I definitely love all of these shades. They are so beautiful. these two right here, or let's see, these two right here, the two like reddish colors, just like I thought from doing the swatch video, they just feel a little bit drier. They don't feel as creamy, so they do need to be kind of built up. But if you use them with a wet brush, you would kind of get there a little bit faster. I kind of tend to go with my finger, you know, just for ease. But if you went with a wet brush, you would definitely get that impact a lot faster. Just note that they're not going to be as metallic and as creamy as all the other shades. And then this little guy down here that I used in my purple look is absolutely gorgeous, but be warned that it stains. My lids were stained so pink. Now I will say by the next morning, you know, obviously that was in the evening, so I went to sleep. By the next morning I woke up and again washed my face and like washed my eyelids, and it toned down enough that I was able to kind of put concealer over it, and so I didn't look like I had strange pink eyelids. But that's just something to keep in mind. If for whatever reason you need your lids to not be stained pink for, you know, a day, I don't recommend using that particular shadow. But yeah, everything else I love about it. All of the other shimmery shades are just so buttery and shiny and sparkly and pretty. And I think this one, if you're just looking for some great metallics to add to your collection, this one is a great option, definitely. I still love the whole option of pairing the two together. I think that between the mattes and the shimmers, you can have endless combinations of beautiful colors of mattes with shimmers. Pretty much both of these looks, I've used a good number of the shimmers, at least 2 or 3 in each look. This one actually had the most shimmers I've used so far, but I really, really like them together. So happy that I bought them like this. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. If you have any questions about either of these two palettes, just let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you want to see more from it, you guys know the drill. Leave me a comment below. I could do just the Bombshell Burger palette by itself if you want to see some more all matte looks, or I could just do a like palette bingo using maybe both of them. That could be really fun, actually. I might do that anyways. So yeah, you guys just let me know what you want to see in the comments below. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.